Hello Quanta friends, I am Triptan here from 7th Quantum Academy with a mysterious presentation of an unique video regarding such a thing which is called metaphysics. Have you heard the name? Metaphysics, an unexplored but recognized area of physics and philosophy which cannot be captured with our traditional 5 sense organs or our high-end devices, but our mathematics says that there is happening something in somewhere which cannot observe, and probably it is another dimension that is beyond our universe. So this is the introduction to metaphysics. Many people have the concept of metaphysics, many people do not accept it, and many people have a history to deny it because they think that which is not visible, which is not measurable, that is not actually happening. But it is wrong. There are many things there we are not observing. We cannot see proton, we cannot see electron, and there are many virtual particles which had not yet been observed in the Large Hadron Collider also. And somewhere we have in quantum physics, can we see the superposition? Can we see the quantum entanglement? No, never. But still, there is happening something somewhere, maybe in another dimension, and so the string theory arose. So to start with the metaphysics, what is the subject and topic of the metaphysics? What should we do with this metaphysics and how it is needed in our daily life also? That is a big question, but not unsolvable. Let me start with an example. If I ask you, who are you, how did you come? You will tell me I came from a biological process or by my parents. How did your parents came? They came from their parents. How they came? They came from their parents. So if you go back, then you will reach to the Homo sapiens, one special species of human being. And if you go back again and again, you will reach such a position where Earth is forming in the formation process. If you go again back, you will go to the Sun, you will go to the galaxy, you will go to the galaxy cluster, supercluster, and at last at Big Bang. You will say me that everything is created from the Big Bang. That is great singularity with immense density and limitless mass. This was the singularity which created the Big Bang. But if I ask you that what was before the Big Bang, was there nothing? Then if there is nothing, then this nothing were something, nothing were staying something. How did this nothing came to everything? How did this nothing come to everything? Do you have answer? Do you have any formula, any theory, any mathematical representation or any observing high-end technique? No. So this is a big question here. And this question was first arose in the ancient peoples when they used to see the sky, see the rain, see everything that they could not explain. Keep it in mind. After a lot of years passed, science and technology advanced, and people started to think that which is not observable, which is not measurable, which cannot be captured by our 5 sense organs, those are not existing, those are not science. They are not taking it as science. So those are only the gossip, only some metaphors there. Keep it in mind. And this was going on. But a lot of mathematicians were, after Renaissance, was working on some research papers. Some problems were not being solved. They tried a lot, but there was no way to solve those problems in natural mathematics or in natural event representation. As I tell in my earlier video, in my lecture, that mathematics is actually the running commentary of a physical event. The physical event is taking place on our earth. Those researchers are making the mathematical representation of that physical events. But there is a dissimilarity. They were not getting any argument to put any symbol or put something there or to put any equations to represent that one. But suddenly one scientist D observed that if we multiply it with -1 root over -1, then everything getting solved. Every event has an answer if you take this root over -1, which is called I, complex number. But what does this complex number stay? In our daily life, we 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 to infinity. We can imagine. But this complex number has no place in our three-dimensional space. The space of length, breadth and depth. So, there must be somewhere which is not being observed, but something is happening there. So this complex number started to be evaluated to get entangled with this classical physics. Scientists started to find out the missing link. Keep it in mind. Then let us come to the end of the 19th century. This 19th century was very vital because 19th century Albert Einstein gave the rise of the theory of relativity. And this theory of relativity also said as that only gravitational force is the only force in the universe. But when Niels Bohr discovered the atom and atomic structure and the quantum number, electron, proton and neutron, and the quantum physics started to flourish, then it was said that no theories from the classical physics, even of Albert Einstein, is working there. There are three kinds of force: strong nuclear force, weak nuclear force, electromagnetic force, and here is the gravitational force. There is no link, but everything is happening. So there must be a missing link. And they tried to find out the theory of everything. In this effort when it was going on, then Kaluza and Klein, two scientists, invented the fifth dimension. Before it, based upon Einstein's theory, to explain the Einstein's theory of the length construction, time dilation, gravitation, the space-time curvature, his teacher Minkowski created another concept of space. So fourth dimension was discovered. And when Kaluza and Klein started to mathematically represent the Einstein's second order derivatives, this gravitational field, in somewhere, they saw that something is missing there in the mathematical representation in this fourth dimensional world. If we take first, second and third dimensions in a straight line, that is x-axis, and if we take time this way, y-axis, then it is a fourth dimensional. But no, some problems are also there that is not being solved in this fourth dimension. If we think another dimension, and if we use the complex numbers, then the problems are being solved. So they imagine there is another dimension. That may be a point-like structure, or a cylinder, or the infinitesimally small cylinder that is wrapping our three-dimensional in compact way. The distance is only the Planck length. I told you, this is the fifth dimension. This fifth dimension is something another. Okay, it's okay, it is unobservable. But question may come that how did this space create? You will have to go to quantum physics. Traditionally, we know zero means nothing. But zero is the superpositions of nothing and everything. When we think that nothing and everything is on the same place, that is zero, as I told you earlier to explain the field operator in quantum field, I told you that the superposition of yes and no, existence and non-existence is zero. When it starts to oscillate, that means the existence and non-existence are getting separated, then naturally there is being created an oscillation. This oscillation giving the birth of a space, and this space is coming from the quantum vacuum. What is this quantum vacuum? How did it create space? String theory said that space is such a thing which is composed of strings, and the strings are the Planck length. Planck length is such a length, smaller than this length can break the atomic structure, atomic nuclei, because the radius of the atomic nuclei is also bigger than this Planck length. So there are many questions which cannot be solved with our 5 sense organs: eyes, ears, nose, tongue and skin. There are many mysteries which cannot be solved by any radio telescope or any other telescopes or any high-end devices, even by Large Hadron Collider. Mathematically they are getting proved. So there is a missing link between the classical world, quantum world, and an abstract world. The abstract world, which is the abstract world which is giving the birth of space, giving the birth of time. And from them, in that phase, the field operator, the oscillation, the annihilation operator, the creation of it operator, and continuous annihilation, creation process, superposition, quantum entanglement, photon and all other quantum particles are getting space. And then after the quantum physics getting started. So this wonderful and surprising physical world has 3 stages. The first stage is the abstract, which is ultimately philosophical. Second stage is quantum world, quantum physics. Third stage is classical physics. The missing link between the second and third stage is still being explored to make a theory of everything. But theory of everything cannot be completed without finding out the missing link between the quantum world and the abstract world. How is this abstract world? How does it work? How can we understand, as we don't have our extra sense organs except these 5 traditional? How can we find out it with our high-end devices? How can we explain it? How can we mathematically represent it? Is it God? Is it some superpower? Is it some super energy? Not in traditional way or classical way. But what is the actual mystery? That is metaphysics. When philosophy meet physics, philosophy meet quantum world on the way. When philosophy meets physics, the classical world on the way, that area is the topic of metaphysics, which can be explained by physics, which can be explained by quantum physics, which can be explained also by classical physics, and which can also be mathematically represented as the running commentary of the event taking place in the abstract world. Abstract world is being converted into the quantum world. Philosophy is being converted into physics. So, this is the metaphysics. This is the introduction. We will talk about the universe, beyond the universe, classical physics, which is being created by the quantum physics, and quantum physics, which is being created by metaphysics. That is top level physics, that is metaphysics, we will start to discuss in our next episode what is metaphysics, how space was created first. If we think the space is only one dimension, that's also 2 dimension, 3 dimension, 4 dimension, 5 dimension, 6 dimension. What this dimension is? What these dimensions are? Where are they? Why cannot we find? Can we go there? Can we touch there? If we go there, what can we observe? We don't have any extra organs, sense organs, except our 5 sense organs. Then how can we explore this world? To go into the mystery of this metaphysical world, then come back to the quantum world and classical world to explain the events in and around us. And the most vital question, what is that superpowered energy point which is creating this universe and beyond universe? To get all the answers in a subtle scientific way, join me in my next episode of the Metaphysical video, and if you like, you can subscribe 7th Quantum Academy and tap the bell icon to get notified when the next video will be uploaded soon. Till then, a sweet and little goodbye from Triptayan.